Good morning and welcome to the Scoop with Barb. We're going to talk about this Unrivaled League and how all of a sudden it appears that they want to go after Caitlin Clark because look, she's the one who brings people to the league. That's why we're even talking about the league at this point of the year. Now, the playoffs have been really exciting. However, a lot of us wouldn't even be watching the playoffs if not for Caitlin Clark. And if the Unrivaled League really can snag her, they might be successful. Otherwise, I don't see it. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned.
Hey everyone, you're tuned in to the Scoop with Barb, bringing you the important updates and information you need to know. Let's get started.
It's funny to me that all of a sudden they want to talk about this is from Front Office Sports on yesterday. And it says, with a national TV contract under its belt, sources say Unrivaled plans to approach Clark sometime in the next several weeks. Well, did they think she was just going to join in the league with all these people who talk her down? I mean, I even watched a little video yesterday. I don't know how old it is or how new it is, but Brianna Stewart, who started this new league with Nafisa Collier, was saying that, excuse me, was saying that Caitlin never won a national championship, so no matter what she does in the WNBA, she'll never be considered like one of the greats. Now that's just ridiculous because look, Caitlin Clark played in Iowa, right? She didn't have Connecticut. She didn't have what is considered one of the greatest coaches ever, especially in women's basketball. She didn't have, three or four people on the team that ended up being in the WNBA, and we just had a team that was put together, and and Caitlin made that all happen. I mean, I know her teammates had a lot to do with it, but you don't get to the Final Four. You don't get to the Final Four twice in Iowa without some a lot of great play and without all those superstar players, right? So, yeah, Brianna Stewart won 4 championships at UConn. Could she have done the same thing at Iowa? Could Caitlin have done the same thing as her over in Connecticut? I think so. But I don't know that a whole lot of players could have done what Caitlin did with her teammates in Iowa. Just saying, it's not known as a big basketball school. And I don't care what you did in college. It's like Angel Reese in college. Yeah, she won a cup. She won a national championship. But how's she doing in the WNBA? And that's for a whole nother video. But I don't think Angel Reese is going to be around. I think she'll be back next season. But I don't see her playing long term because without a coach like Teaspoon, who's going to coddle her and give her playing time so she can hit her double doubles, she's not that good. She's not that good. Yeah, I'm saying it. So let's just watch and see. TNT, which is investing an undisclosed amount in the league, plans to show 45 regular season games. Now, the other thing about the Unrivaled that I didn't know, I thought it was 3-on-3 like they play in the Olympics. Like that's the only place I've really seen the 3-on-3 competitively. But no, this is a new game, sort of a new game. It's a it's a full court that's like 75% as big. So you've got 3-on-3 and it's more of the up and down the court. It's a new style. And they've got TNT signed on. So, they're going to have to perform. And I just don't know, like, the Unrivaled League's going up against, we'll be going up against the latter part of the NFL season, the playoffs in the NFL season. They're going to be, and this is in January and February, they'll be going against college basketball, men and women. They'll be going against I don't even know what else. A lot, a lot. Oh, and also college football will be finishing up around that time. But they're thinking big. They want Caitlin Clark, and she's so far all she said is she's not planning to play basketball. She's been out playing golf with Lexi Hull and getting smoothies and going to NBA games with her boyfriend and also with Kelsey Mitchell, which is great to see. Hey, if you're watching, come on in and say hey. The women's 3-on-3 basketball league was started by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, who are actually playing in the playoffs right now. Hey, Caitlin Clark News. I hope she stays out. The league is too complicated. Also, the same person who's going to fight with WNBA on new wages, etc. Yeah, I just don't think the timing's good for Caitlin. I don't think after the way she's been treated, Caitlin Clark News, I just don't get it. But there's just all this stuff about how she's not that great and how and this person's better, and she's over here breaking all these records and not getting recognition from people because she's white, because she's new, because they're jealous for whatever reason you want to attribute it to. And if they want to go after her, it says here, like, Clark doesn't need the money. Her 8-year deal with Nike will be worth $28 million over 8 years. Unrivaled is hoping to lure of a financial stake, and the challenge of hooping against the world's top 30 players will be enough to tempt the phenomenon. Well, she's already playing against other great players. And and also she has Gatorade, State Farm. She has big, big stuff. But yeah, they're going after her. They're going to try to get her because Clark moves the TV needle. Clark moves the TV needle more than any other athlete since Tiger Woods. Did they treat Tiger Woods this way in golf? I mean, I just don't know. Stay out for now and see how it goes. Asia Wilson do the same unless something happened. They missed 4 players to reach their goal at the 30. Yeah, they've got 4 more players to get to 30. And why they don't have those 4 other players, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to watch them to see how it looks, but you're having a hard enough time getting people to watch. The playoffs are getting good views, and they're getting sold out and everything, but you're having a hard time. They didn't do that to MJ. Well, this whole sport has got me just like, flabbergasted. I don't understand. The WNBA, which Unrivaled president Alex Buzzell says has been extremely supportive of the new league, signed a $2.2 billion media rights deal this year with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon Prime that will start in the 2026 season and total $200 million annually. Now, that's the WNBA, right? They just got that. They just got this contract worth $2.2 billion, which is going to raise the salaries of everybody. And what caused that? People want to say it's Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Okay, so yes, I think at first, coming off of the thing and the Angel Reese's social media and her attitude, that maybe at first it was. But at some point during the season, it was so obvious that Caitlin Clark is the draw. After you saw Angel Reese miss so many layups, and a lot of people in W miss a lot of layups too, but they wouldn't be competing against any major athletic events, just stay off weekend scheduling during NFL playoffs. NBA wouldn't be a threat, but they still need CC ratings and paid customers. NBA owns 42% of it. They didn't just got the contract. It's all up to Silver whether they get to that much or not. Well, I mean, it's still going to raise their salaries. The more money coming in, the more seats with butts in them, and the more jerseys that are sold and shoes that are sold. And it's a swell, right? And Caitlin Clark is the reason for that. Now, I'm not discounting all these other players that came before her, because without them, there wouldn't be a WNBA, right? They struggled through this 70, well, they, you know, back then, $60,000, whatever. And I live in Arkansas, coming right out of college and making $78,000 wouldn't be bad here. But is it worth anything in these big cities where they play? Because they play in big cities. They don't play in, these little country states like mine. We don't even have a pro team of anything here. We don't have any pro teams. I think there's in Little Rock, you've got the Travelers, which is what, AAA or something. And we're supposed to be getting some arena league at the convention center here in Hot Springs, but how many people are going to go to that? 10. I just think that if they could get Caitlin Clark over there, they would probably be successful, and they know that. They don't want to say that. These players that have been dissing her the whole season, they don't want to say that. So that's what's going on with that. And look, Caitlin was played in the All-Star game, had a good game, beat the Olympic team, beat Team USA. They beat them. And these people are like, yeah, give them a break. Them big time backers with the most to lose if things don't go right, stepping up now. They only have enough capital for 2 years, so they finna try and get her by any means. I think that's what happened. I think TNT came in and said, yeah, we'll do this. And you got to get Caitlin, though. But I mean, if they got the contract signed without Caitlin, then they're all good. But I think they're going to go after her for sure. What do you think? I mean, Nikki Rawhide, good to see you. Here, this person said, Caitlin Clark spent the year being alone, snubbed, abused. We done passed that hole. She needs to be friends with her peers. MJ was cool with basketball, and that's why he's the GOAT. We don't need friends. Team she plays with and the ball. Look, there's not a single player from the Indiana Fever who has joined Unrivaled. Not a single player. And you can, these players can practice. They can do whatever they want to do. Maybe not with their coach. I'm not sure how all those rules go like they do in college. You can only practice so many hours, and this is your schedule. This is when you can practice with your team. But that's not saying Caitlin and the rest of, those Fever players can't grab some guys and go play against them and work on their skills. I don't, like I said, I don't know, but are they going to be working on their 5-on-5 skills, playing 3-on-3? I mean, yeah, some. I think it'd be better for some of these players to go to Unrivaled than to go overseas, and that's what we're seeing happening. Like Brittany Griner, who went to Russia and got put in prison for marijuana vapes. She's won. A lot of big names there's a lot of big names over there, and it might be fun to watch, but some of these players just aren't that fun to watch. Like, I enjoy watching Sabrina Ionescu, and that shot she made the other night to win that game was fabulous. And if y'all aren't watching, these playoff games, these finals have been really exciting games, and Ionescu hit that shot to win almost at the buzzer, basically at the buzzer, 3-pointer. I don't know. Maybe they think Caitlin has or gets amnesia rapidly, and what's happened to her this past season on and off the court with the shit she has taken from players, gatekeepers, haters, the WNBA, the refs, certain media, was really just a bad dream, or should I say a nightmare. A no is a no. See, I don't think she forgets that. A lot of these players that are going over there to play, or people who beat up on her, talked down about her, used her for. I mean, they made money off of her. All these other teams made money off of her. She tried to get them uh, more money because they were filling up their arenas and going to bigger arenas because Caitlin's coming, and then half the fans would be Caitlin fans. Now that's not how it is in the playoffs, but that's how it was during the season. But she's not going to forget that. We're okay, great player. We don't need what comes with that, though. No, she's playing golf, and we are watching golf. They should get that into their head. They don't like her fans, and we love us watching and causing problems. They called, okay, when I say they, people who don't like Caitlin, people who, are anti, they, they said that her fans were all racist. Yeah, Caitlin spends a lot of time working on her accuracy. Oh, they did 1 year. They need her and her rude fans. Yeah, without Caitlin there, like how many people are going to go to Miami to watch basketball? A different. Okay, let's say it's a different form of basketball. They're still going to be shooting balls. They're still going to have the same height of they're still going to be playing basic basketball, but I'm sure the rules are going to be a little bit different. The court's smaller. They're still going to be running up and down the court. It's not a bad thing. It's just the fact that the WNBA has been squeaking by, and now they've got this new league. I don't think it's going to replace the WNBA. It is multi-year, but I don't know what the contract says. I think this headline is just a promotion for this league. She is not playing, and the WNBA doesn't want her to. Her agent would probably ask for a lot of money. Yeah, I would say, look, you want me, you got to pay me. And the thing about it is, Caitlin doesn't need another $100,000 a year. I mean, well, everybody would want more money, but she doesn't really need more money. And I say that because, look, she's got State Farm, Gatorade, and Nike. And we know the Nike deal's $28 million over 6 years. So it's a little under $4 million a year. And then you take taxes out of that and you get, I don't know, $2.5 million just from that one contract. I still don't know how they're going to form their teams, though. Would it like 6 captains and choose based on straws? Yeah, I'm not sure. And they don't even have coaches in place yet. There's got to be some way that they can build their teams so that, But look here. This is I like this is funny watching because Nafisa Collier is playing against Breanna Stewart in the playoffs, and they have gone at it. And I'm like, y'all are business partners. It would be like almost like going at it with your wife. Like Breanna's got a wife, right? But they're going at it pretty hard on the court. And yeah, how are they going to pick? When are they going to get their coaches set in there? I think the leadership promised TNT CC. That's why they are so nice right now. Oh, you do? You think that? They're going to try to hurt her. Yeah, how many players tried to hurt Caitlin this year? How many players that are on here? Let's just see who's in there because let's see how many of these players tried to hurt her. Here we go. Stewie didn't try to hurt her. I think Stewie was one of the nicer people to her. Nafisa Collier, I don't know of her trying to hurt her. Point guard. Is that Wilson? No, it's the one that doesn't have any, that can't raise her damn arms and still in the top players. Enrique, I don't even know who some of these people are without being able to see their faces. Golden, is that Williams? I know she played tough against Plum, Kelsey Plum. Let's see. Marina Mabry was, yeah, I'm trying. Y'all remember which one of these players? I'm wondering is what's her name playing? Dejanay. Dejanay tried to injure Caitlin. She definitely tried to injure Caitlin. Um, Chelsea Gray. Oh, Chelsea Gray. Okay. Um, Look, can't you just go by Angel? Is that not enough? You got to have a nickname. You got to have a nickname. Well, that's okay, Angel. Yeah, Angel would probably try to hurt her. Mabry, I don't know. Did any of these other people? I mean, we know Dejanay did. Bet they're counting on Ashton Kutcher to go hard convincing Caitlin. He's an investor from Iowa and a good friend of. Well, the thing about Ashton Kutcher is he's messed up in that P. Diddy stuff. So, I mean, I hope that Caitlin stays far away from him. Not that he's going to do anything to her or anything like that. He's just his name is in a bad light at the moment, right? I don't even know if he's actually was part of anything, but he's got that stuff hanging over him right now. If you look at the Unrivaled court, I'm not sure how many of y'all. Excuse me, just a second. 298. Where's the one that shows the court? Home. I was looking at this yesterday. Players. Why am I not able to see the court today? Well, if you haven't seen it, it's a full court. It's just smaller. All right. TNT Sports gets into Women's Basketball Inc.'s rights deal with Startup League Unrivaled. Okay, well, that's the court. It's smaller. It's shorter, and I'm guessing not as wide. But it's 3-on-3, so you don't need as much space to spread out. The deal will mean that regardless of what happens with Warner Brothers Discovery's lawsuit against the WNBA, the company will have live basketball for the foreseeable future. Media rights is the end goal for every league, not just a startup league. That's what pays the bills. They're building their portfolio. Well, I'm just trying to find the new court. Just for laughs, I hope Cece does sign up, that she chooses the nickname Savior. That would be hilarious. Yeah. Wouldn't it be? I'm having a hard time finding the court. But I don't know. Everybody thinks Caitlin's the best thing since sliced bread, which she is, as far as, there she is playing golf, smiling, having a good time. She's like, I'm a millionaire. I don't know. You got to look at what would Caitlin gain by joining that league? Money? Are you going to say, like, no, treat me right? Y'all treat me right and give me the kudos I deserve? She's so humble, and she always, she doesn't blame other people, at least not publicly. She lets people, do what they do to her. I mean, and then they asked her if Carrington poked her in the eye on purpose, and she was like, of course not. You just saw the video. Because if she said yes, she would get pummeled. She was saying that Here, let's watch this. This is Caitlin talking about
work together. And
was
those
in
girls were my
Iowa. I think this is probably right after the season, in her college season.
Caitlin, earlier in the show, we spoke with your former college coach, Lisa Bluter, about the chemistry on that Hawkeyes team in the face of the spotlight. How important was that sisterhood?
Thanks, Pam.
Yeah,
I didn't
think
know
that's
that.
the reason we were as good as we were. Like, we weren't always the most talented group. Like, we had great players, but it was because of that bond that we shared with one another. And, you know, obviously Coach Bluter, in my eyes, she's the best leader I've ever been around in my life. She knows how to build a team. She knows how to get individuals to work together. And those girls were my best friends. We went through some amazing highs and making back-to-back national championship appearances, but also, like, there was a lot of lows too. And I think that's what allowed us to be so great in the moments that really mattered the most. So 4 years goes really fast. So to you that still have some time left in college, seriously enjoy it, because I can't believe my career is already over and I've already started my professional career. So, but yeah, my time at Iowa was truly tremendous. And now Coach Bluter is riding off into the sunset, enjoying her life, going out on top, and as she should. And obviously, Coach Jay is taking over, and our program's in really good hands. So, just was lucky to be a part of such a great culture at Iowa.
Caitlin, earlier in the show, we spoke with your former college.
People don't, casual viewers don't put enough emphasis on this team thing. The concept of women, especially women, I think, are more emotional and more able to bond like that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I think that so you say friendship is the only thing I can see. Yeah, maybe, but you got to remember they're still going to be competing against each other. And if Caitlin, it's all going to be new records. So there's no records to break, but Caitlin's going to be beating them all. She's better than them. What if Cece agreed with one condition? She can choose her 5: Boston, Mitchell, Hull, Martin, Clark. And they're not going to get $1 million each, Nike, Rawhide, but that's a good idea. They've got to give her some kind of incentive. They would have to give her more money than everybody else. Well, is she going to get more than Brianna and Nafisa, who started the league? I don't know. They could get Bow, Bow, Bow and Kelsey on CC team. It would be funny. Yeah, it would be great. They've still got 4 spots. We had heard that Kate Martin might join in with that, and I've yet to hear anything about Kate Martin other than she hardly got any playing time there at the end of the season. And even in the playoffs, I don't think she got any. And the thing was, she started some of their games because they had some injured players. And I think she's good. I think that she might need the league more. Kate Martin might need the league to build up her skills this off season. Or getting the playing time, I guess. Getting converted to the speed of the WNBA when she barely got to play in it, right? Because that was a lot of the problem in the beginning with Caitlin, was that first of all, she was passing the ball to players and they weren't ready for it and couldn't catch it, and then they all got on the same page at some point. There's talk of TNT offering her $5 million to play. Well, I guess that's possible. You're still going to get, the other players are still going to get mad because she's going to get more than them. Oh, she's going to get more money than me. She just came. She over here. She never even won a national championship, and she's getting more money than me. Yeah, national championships are great, but you're in another league now. It doesn't matter. I read somewhere that they pay for the 30 players or $3 million totally. $3 million totally. I didn't even know they were getting. I thought they were getting 100,000 each or something. Would still be more than they get an part ownership in the league, and so if the league does well, then they're going to make more money. But I don't know what their base is. Tyrese Halliburton says it's cool to just grow a friendship with Caitlin. I don't want to be Everybody just wants to get more from her. Everybody just wants to get more from her, take more from her, get more answers to things. And I don't want to be that. We're friends. Isn't that awesome? And this is what Nafisa Collier, who is right now currently tonight playing in maybe the final playoff game of the season. It is 100K, so I was right. I'm right about something. Holy hell. It's just so crazy. This is Nafisa Collier. It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams. People are having to move their venues for when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers she's bringing. Now, Nafisa knows that. She says that. How dare anybody say that publicly without getting ridiculed? Because, look, it's true. 100% true. And people want to argue with that constantly. Caitlin's the reason that the WNBA is even on the map this year. I mean, it just is. After beating South Carolina, Caitlin Clark went into the crowd to hug her mom. Ain't that special? Did y'all see this? You know, her boyfriend, Caitlin's boyfriend's is coaching at Butler, and so she'll be at all their games she can be, I'm sure. And this is their mascot dressed up with a Caitlin jersey. Cece needs to rest and work her game with her team. Yeah, what if she gets hurt? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to weigh all that into it. Like, if she goes and plays in the Unrivaled League and gets hurt, I mean, you can get hurt playing in practice. But 3 million divided by 30 is 100,000. They have to realize Caitlin brings with her a different type of sponsors. Fans will not think twice about viewing her play and paying for seats and merchandise. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that if they can get Caitlin, more power to them. I just don't see it's an advantage for her. It will help her brand. It will make that league successful. How many people want to go to Miami though? I don't know. Are they going to have I guess it's going to be more based on viewership on television. And if you have access to TNT, and then some of the games are going to be on, I forgot the other channel, but it's definitely a cable. They're both cable channels you can stream or get through your streaming. Look, the WNBA last year wore me out because I had to get, so many different places that I paid to watch basketball. Prime, I had to get Prime temporarily. I had to get Bally Sports for the games that were played in Dallas. I bought the WNBA, what's it called? It's got right here. Whatever their channel is. And so if you're having to search out games like that and pay all these different places, that hurts you. And hopefully that's going to be a thing of the past. We're just going to have a few places to watch. It's about TV ratings. Paying customers to events is just extra bonus. Okay, Nike, well, that makes sense. It makes money for the organization, I guess. Butts in seats, people buying. All of it is interest in the sport, in the player. I would go. I would pay to go watch Caitlin play in Unrivaled, but I don't know that I'd want to go to Miami. Oh, and they're supposedly dangling in front of her that if she joins, we'll go to Iowa and play. We'll play some games in Iowa. I don't know. I don't think they thought of the issuance if players get hurt. Think of all the issues with the NBA it would cause. Well, I don't know. I mean, hell, a whole lot of players have gone overseas. to play and they get hurt or put in jail like Brittany Griner, this is an option that would keep some of these players from needing to go overseas to make money. Because you got to look at it like this. A lot of these players are not getting, I mean, even one contract like Caitlin. Now, Aaliyah Boston has been on a lot of commercials during the playoffs, like the Gap, I think, is one. No, what's some store like the Gap? And I don't think those were paying like Nike and so I think there's some players because Aaliyah Boston is just beautiful and humble and seems like a really nice person, and she's getting these ads, and I just don't see these other. A lot of these players are not getting that, and they need the money. And then you got Angel Reese over there saying that she doesn't even that the WNBA doesn't even pay any of her bills, and her rent's $8,000, and she doesn't even know if her salary covers the $8,000 rent because she can't multiply 8 times 12, which most people. I never learned the 12s, but you can take 8 times 10 and say that's 8,000. So if your rent's 8,000 and your salary's 76,000, then no, it's not paying your rent. But I mean, Angel's got endorsements too, and she's got her podcast, and she's got her other social media. I don't know how much that earns her because social media platforms do pay for content if you're monetized. So I don't know. I don't think Caitlin needs the money. I know she doesn't need the money. Without knowing anything else about her, I can tell that she's not like an extravagant person. And she said those Slurpee drinks, I love a bargain because she might be one of those people who really is good with her money and doesn't blow it. When you've got Angel over here going, well, they don't even pay my salary. Well, yeah, because here's the thing, Angel, you're out there buying a Birkin bag. You're out there bragging, you're buying all these clothes and you're hanging out with these people and you're walking out on stage with nothing on. What are most basketball fans looking for in their players? This wholesome person over here, Caitlin, or the type of person that Angel is? And Angel gets in there and has Travis Kelce's ex on her podcast. Look, girl, you're going against Taylor Swift fans. You're going against Swifties. That's a new low. The European clubs got all that covered. Oh yeah, that's right. Like how many people are getting anywhere near what Caitlin is? And I just don't see why I would. I don't know. I'd definitely make them beg me, and I'd make them give me the best deal they've got, and then they can figure it out from there, But no, I wouldn't just jump over there. I don't know. There's not very many in chat, but do any of y'all in chat think that put yes if you think that Caitlin is going to go to Unrivaled, and put no if you don't think she is. Not she should or not, but do you think she is or isn't? Yes or no in the chat. Right there's when they beat Team USA. Anybody going to answer yes or no? I know there's a delay between me and y'all. Caitlin Clark announces new 3v3 women's golf league for unemployed off-season WNBA players. Golf rivaled. Caitlin could start a pickleball. She could start a pickleball league or a golf league or a frog jumping league, and she'd have the whole. She'd have she'd have it all set to go. She'd have viewers. Look, Caitlin had all the pressure, scrutiny, and weight of the world on her shoulders. Through it all, she delivered. First Fever playoffs since 2016, first team All WNBA, Rookie of the Year, WNBA assist leader, WNBA 3 points made leader, and a lot more smiles. And she brought millions of dollars to the WNBA. She just did. This is funny that somebody made this. Here, let's watch. It says Unrivaled Caitlin says, nope. I wonder, like, if they just thought she was going to join them when they did it and she didn't, or if they, I mean, I just don't see why they would expect that. Problem with Cece getting better offer than the other 29 players will be a plus minus for her. I can just imagine when an NBA play gets going, more hackery and more violent. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I mean, if it were me, I would just take the summer. I would just take the off season time to just be, you know, do what I want to do, have some fun. She hasn't had a break in like 3 years. She's been bombarded with hate and getting bullied on the court, getting bullied off the court. You know, and they say like Brianna and her wife got a threat the other day. I covered that. I think I made a video about it. And well, I'm sure Caitlin's gotten a ton of them as well. Angel says she's got them. I don't think that's anything. I think this particular one with Brianna was about her being gay, but you know, Caitlin gets them. You know, they all get it. Well, they get it. They might not all get it, but a lot of them get it, and that's not right. Breaking news: Caitlin Clark posted another TikTok of her rookie season, and it's so tough. But yeah, there's the first. I mean, she made first team All WNBA. First team All WNBA. That's amazing. But this is Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, and they're playing against each other here in the playoffs. And then you've got, you know, them owning this other league. Are they going to be on the same team, or are they going to be? I mean, they're the founders of it. I think that there's something going on because we've only got 4 more openings, right? 4 more. I say we. They've got 4 more places to fill. 115,500,000 a year in TV money. Deduct 50 million for private planes. 65 divided by 144 players. 454K per player max. Oh wow. Is that the new WNBA money that or the new TV deal? What about hotel rooms and stuff? Well, with the Unrivaled League, they're playing in Miami, so there's not going to be any travel expenses with that. Maybe Uber to the game or something. If they think she's a monster last season, wait till she puts up 10 pounds of upper body strength and 2 or 3 new moves inside the line. She'll be hated even more. Yeah, you know what? She's only going to get better. Caitlin is only going to get better. And some players may have hit their max. I mean, and some of these players that are older, look, I don't know how old y'all are, but the older you get, it starts to hit you, and it may not have hit you yet. And I'm going to say it hit me this past year really hard. You just never know when you're going to hit that time when you're like, yeah, I'm starting to really feel this, this age thing. And you're out there on the court. Like the other day, I sprained my big toe or my foot or something. I guess my big toe. I sprained it, and it's been 3 weeks tomorrow, and it still hurts. And I'm like, how do they? You've watched them just like fold over their ankles and then go back into the game, and I just don't know how they do that. That's very painful. That is WNBA New Deal. Every one thing they'll get million salaries. They're thinking they're going to get $1 million salaries. Yeah, I don't know. Like, um, why you think that you're? I just don't. Let me see. I got one more thing I wanted to look at. Yeah, this ace up their sleeve saying that Clark told ESPN's Ryan Rucco that she will, quote, almost definitely, end quote, not play basketball during the offseason. It appears that Unrivaled may have one trick up its sleeve and try to convince the WNBA Rookie of the Year to sign on. If we're lucky enough to get Caitlin Clark, are we going to travel to Iowa? Unrivaled investor David Levi told Front Office Sports, I think we might have a couple more rookies in there. That might be a hint. Collier added, suggesting Clark could possibly be in the fold. Based on Levy's remarks, it seems Unrivaled isn't above expanding out of Miami, where the league will play its first season. No travel is involved in the league's 8-week schedule, but basing a future season in Iowa might be appealing to Clark. A whole season? Are you kidding me? Oh, if they said, oh, we'll, because look, I mean, whoever gets the league, if Clark's in it, will have money coming into their hotels and motels and Holiday Inns and all that. And so, I mean, Iowa probably could use that. Clark appears to be pretty dead set on taking it easy during the offseason. One would think it'd take a Herculean effort to persuade her to play in Unrivaled, given she spent the last year maxed out on minutes at every level she played between the NCAA, WNBA, and the WNBA All-Star Game. But according to Michael McCarty of Front Office Sports, there are plans of a full-court press to convince Clark to play in the 3-on-3 Winter League. Fresh off agreeing to an inaugural TV deal with TNT Sports, the new league will try to recruit Clark in the coming weeks. That's what they're saying. They're going to approach her in the next several weeks, get ready for a full court press, predicted one source. Well, let's see what some people are saying about that. This is up from Athlon Sports. What about Kelsey Mitchell, Boston, Diana Taurasi, or many more? This league is supposed to pay so well. Can we get to the truth? Lots of smoke. I call this BS all the way. Would I rather walk the fairway with the club or get hacked by another racist? CC needs to stay away. That's what this person said. And then this person said, interesting that the old guard is coming around on CC now that they need her to draw in a much larger viewership. The same fan base that many of these players have publicly despised. They have blamed Caitlin Clark and her fans for being racist and for saying bad things about them. And Angel Reese, oh, poor Angel. Those 9 to 10-year-old boys, girls, and even the large black CC fan base are super mean people. This, according to players who have physically targeted CC all year on and off the court. The greatest rivals. Yeah, they should. Here's what I think they should do. Let's invite CC. Let's just invite her as a, I don't know, we'll have one game with her. Or let her come play in your one-on-one that they're going to do. They're going to find the best one-on-one player, the number one player in the whole world, because they're going to do this one-on-one playoff thing with these players. They should start at 30 games to start, see how it goes. Well, Nike, that's a good idea. I understand they're going to play the games in Miami. Yep, they are. All games in Miami, but I mean, weird that they would consider going to Iowa. I don't know. I just don't think a lot of those players are going to want to be in Iowa. Yeah, the one-on-one tournament. Was just talking about that. Caitlin Clark and her shareholders, her fans, will only take so much. I just don't think that we want to see Caitlin hurt. We don't want to see her hurt. We want to see her happy. And I actually made a video early in the season when they were losing a lot. I just wanted her to be happy, and they weren't winning, and things didn't look good. And I was like, "Are you happy?" Because she wasn't smiling and she wasn't happy. And I want her to be. Do y'all not? I mean, does the league not want her around because she's only good for the league? She's not hurting your league. Tell me what you think. If you're watching on a replay, I appreciate you watching. Please, everybody that's watching, would you mind giving me a thumbs up on this? It helps it get out in the algorithm and, get more people to see what we're doing over here at the Scoop of Barb. Basketball's coming to closing down, and I do other content, but I probably always do content on CC. I'm ready for the new season to start, and we're going to do some college basketball coverage too, mostly this kind of stuff, not gameplay and all that. But the 8-week Unrivaled season will see the teams play a round robin schedule with the top 4 teams making the playoffs. Yeah, do you know what the playoffs are going to be like? Is it going to be like the WNBA? Is it going to be best of 3, best of 5, best of 7? And I don't know if y'all know, but next year the WNBA is going. They're still doing best of 3 for the first round, but they're going to be 1-1-1, so that whoever is the underdog in that, the lower ranked team gets to have a playoff game in front of their home fans, win or lose. And I think that's great. And then they've changed the finals of the playoffs to best of 7. So instead of the 5, they're going to 7. By the time the 45-plus playoff ends, it'll be WNBA season already. Players would have a very short period to rest. Well, and what about in between? Like in between, they got to get with their teams and start practicing and everything. They haven't said. Okay. But yeah, if I would, I do appreciate y'all watching, and if you want to share it out, that's also a great thing that helps me and get some more people over here to see what's going on over here. And just check out some of my other content. I've done a lot of content on Caitlin and a lot of this drama this season. But again, please hit the like button, and I appreciate it. Again, y'all watching, and I'll be back soon. Y'all have a great weekend. And go watch the playoffs tonight. It could be the last game of the playoffs this season. But I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.